Friends, Zelensky had one heck of a very bad week last week, let me tell you. So here's what happened to him and his side. The first thing that happened is that Amnesty International released a report proving that Kiev has essentially been using a policy of human shields this entire time, exactly as Russia has accused it of for nearly the past 6 months. In particular, they proved that the Ukrainian armed forces and allied militias have been militarizing residential areas, which contradicts international military law. So why are they doing this? Well, it's exactly as Moscow has said this entire time. In order to stop the Russian and allied advance, the only recourse that Kiev had was to try to increase the amount of civilian casualties. They wanted to do this because they thought that would make Russia look bad, and they thought Russia would fall into the trap. It hasn't. President Putin sincerely believes in the historical unity of Russians and Ukrainians, and therefore he is reluctant to order any operations that can needlessly endanger civilian lives. Hence why he instead orders street-by-street fighting, and that's why there's been slow but nevertheless very steady progress over the course of Russia's ongoing special military operation in Ukraine over the past nearly 6 months. The second thing is that CBS News dropped a report just a few days later, and they said that because there is no oversight mechanism that's at least credible and transparent enough to monitor the inflow of Western weapons to Ukraine, that there is a very real risk that they're not only just not going where they're supposed to, according to one of the sources, only about 30% of the arms actually go to where they're supposed to, but one of the sources, interesting enough, also from Amnesty International, warned that this risks replicating situations in Iraq and Afghanistan. What happened there? In Iraq, ISIS took control of Western weapons. What happened in Afghanistan? The Taliban took control of them. Now, folks, what's the final thing that happened to Zelensky? Well, British intelligence said that actually Russia might be preparing another operation along the southern front in Ukraine, around Kherson and Zaporozhye regions. Well, why is that a bad thing for Ukraine? Well, for obvious reasons, but secondly, everyone's been talking about a so-called Kherson counteroffensive. Where's the counteroffensive? What is Ukraine doing? Kiev isn't doing anything. Russia's continuing to go on the offensive. So you have these three things that happen. Amnesty International's report, CBS News report, and the fact that there is no Kherson counteroffensive.